Oh, you thought the Harris household was quiet? Think again. Because Jaguar Wright just cracked open a secret so messy it makes the Kardashians look like a prayer circle. According to her latest jaw-drop revelation, Tiny Harris may have pulled off the sneakiest stunt in hip-hop. Relationship history, a secret wedding so under wraps even T.I. Mr. Expeditiously himself didn't get the memo. The internet's in shock, timelines are collapsing, and somewhere in Atlanta, T.I. is probably pacing the marble floors wondering when life turned into a season finale. Jaguar didn't leak this like a rumor. She detonated it like a bomb wrapped in receipts and regret. Fans are calling it the scandal that broke the South. Blogs are melting faster than waxwigs, and YouTubers can't upload reactions fast enough. If this is true, then the Harris brand, that glossy empire of love, loyalty, and hustle gang unity just cracked wide open. So grab your popcorn, your charger, and maybe a therapist. Because this story has betrayal, mystery, and enough chaos to make Zeus file a restraining order. Welcome to the leak that just turned Atlanta upside down. When Jaguar Wright opens her mouth, peace leaves the room. The woman doesn't gossip, she detonates. And this time, she didn't come for an influencer or a side character. She came for Tiny Harris, the self-proclaimed queen of the Harris empire. Now, Tiny's been through public scandals before, cheating rumors, reality TV breakdowns, and more social media restarts than a rebooted iPhone. But this isn't just drama. This is an explosion, the kind of revelation that can turn wedding vows into viral hashtags. Jaguar claims that Tiny secretly tied the knot again behind closed doors. Off camera and allegedly not with T.I. Yeah, you heard that right. Not the king of the South. Not the man who built a podcast empire lecturing the world about loyalty, relationships, and protecting your household. Nope, according to Jaguar. Tiny's been living a double life so wild it makes love and hip-hop. Storylines look like bedtime stories. The internet didn't just react, it combusted. Screenshots, blurry videos, conspiracy threads, it was digital mayhem. Within hours, Twitter was flooded with detectives who suddenly earned PhDs in celebrity sleuthing. One fan wrote, Jaguar Wright says Tiny got married in private and T.I. didn't know? Oh, this about to be a bet special. Another tweeted, so Tiny out here doing secret ceremonies like she's in the CIA? And while the rest of us were laughing, somewhere T.I. was reportedly not amused. Sources close to the family whispered that he was furious and embarrassed. But how do you even process that? Imagine finding out through Jaguar Wright, the internet's unfiltered truth machine, that your wife allegedly renewed vows without you. That's not heartbreak, that's humiliation on HD. Jaguar, of course, didn't just spill, she narrated the drama like she was auditioning for a docuseries. In her live stream, she described a hidden union, underground vows, and a husband that ain't tip. She didn't drop names, but she left hints. A man in the industry, powerful connections. Someone who was always around the circle. It was like she turned this whole situation into a scavenger hunt for chaos. Every viewer became a detective, every pause in her sentence was a clue. People started digging. They scrolled through Tiny's old posts, zoomed in on her jewelry, compared rings like forensic scientists. Wait, this ring doesn't match the one T.I. bought in 2010. She captioned this post with new beginnings. Was that about a new man? Suddenly, everyone on TikTok was a relationship analyst. Meanwhile, Tiny said nothing. And that silence was loud. No denial. No, y'all reaching. Just quiet, and that made the internet lose its mind even more. Because silence in celebrity culture isn't peace. It's gasoline. It makes people believe. Jaguar's words spread faster than the flu in a crowded club. Bloggers went wild. YouTube titles screamed things like, Tiny's double life exposed. T.I. blindsided by secret marriage. And Jaguar Wright strikes again. Within 48 hours, the scandal wasn't just viral, it was legendary. Now, if you followed Jaguar for a while, you know she doesn't just drop bombs for clout. She wraps her chaos in conviction. Every claim she makes comes with a tone that says, argue if you want, but you'll regret it. She's like the industry's unwanted conscience, loud, relentless, and addicted to truth, or at least her version of it. In one of her follow-ups, Jaguar said something that made fans freeze. You can hide a ring, but you can't hide the energy of betrayal. That line alone got quoted on thousands of Instagram stories. It was poetic, manipulative, and completely viral. The perfect storm. And let's not forget, Tiny and T.I. built their brand on togetherness. Family hustle, the empire, the businesses, everything screamed Black Power couple. They were Atlanta's Jay-Z and Beyoncé, just with more reality TV confessionals and less PR training. But Jaguar's claim shredded that illusion in one viral swoop. She made it sound like Tiny was living a movie that T.I. didn't even have the script for. Fans didn't know what to believe, but they knew what to feel, betrayed for him. Suddenly, T.I. went from villain to victim in the public eye. The same man who once trended for controlling his household was now the face of heartbreak memes. One meme read, T.I. checking marriage licenses like he checks dictionary definitions. Another said, he spent years defining big words when he should have defined his marriage. Savage? Absolutely. But also peak internet energy. As Jaguar's story grew, people started connecting dots that probably weren't even there. But that's the beauty of viral drama. Logic dies, entertainment wins. A few insiders claimed the secret wedding allegedly happened years ago, around the time Tiny disappeared from the spotlight for a while. Others said there was a spiritual ceremony that wasn't legally binding but emotionally significant. The internet didn't care which was true. They just wanted more chaos. Even gossip veterans were stunned. One popular blogger posted, "This is the kind of story that makes you rethink every red carpet smile." Because think about it, how many times have we seen T.I. and Tiny together looking united? Only for Jaguar to claim there was an entirely different truth behind those smiles? The irony was painful. T.I., the man who once prided himself on being the protector of his home, now allegedly the last to know his queen, had a second crown ceremony. Fans compared it to finding out your therapist was writing diss tracks about you on the side. Brutal. And while all of this played out online, the Harris family's PR team was reportedly scrambling like a Wi-Fi signal in a basement. Ignore it was probably step 1. Distract them was step 2. But you can't distract the internet when Jaguar Wright's trending. She's like the human version of clickbait. Every time the story slowed down, she'd post another cryptic line, something like, "Y'all think y'all know love? Wait till I drop the proof." That alone could restart an entire news cycle. Behind the laughter, though, was tension. Because for T.I., this wasn't just gossip, it was brand damage. His image as the strong, calculated leader of his household was cracking. Everything piece about masculinity and control suddenly used his name as the example of karma. And fans ate it up. They said, now he knows how it feels to be blindsided. Welcome to the club. Tip. By the end of week 1, the story had evolved from rumor to movement. TikTokers were reenacting the secret wedding scene with wigs and church bells. Twitter spaces were filled with discussions that were really just digital screen sessions. You couldn't scroll for 5 seconds without seeing a new theory, a meme, or someone tagging Jaguar demanding she go live again. The Harris family, once known for turning chaos into profit, couldn't spin this one fast enough. Because when Jaguar Wright names you, the internet doesn't wait for confirmation. They build the truth for you. And in the middle of it all, one thing became clear: whether the secret wedding happened or not, Jaguar had already achieved her goal. She made the world doubt what it once believed. By the time Jaguar Wright's leak hit its second week of trending, the internet had turned into a courtroom and everybody was the judge, jury, and meme creator. The drama had grown so massive, it stopped being a rumor and became a cultural event. Fans weren't just watching, they were participating, and that's when the celebrity circus began. Because in Hollywood, when one person bleeds scandal, everyone else smells opportunity. Let's start with Shakina, Tiny's on again, off again bestie, emotional support firecracker, and Atlanta's unofficial spokesperson for mess. She hopped on Instagram Live with a wig tilted halfway to heaven and said, "Y'all always bringing my friend name up, but half y'all can't keep your own baby daddy straight." Now, was she defending Tiny? Maybe. Was she also fueling the drama by not denying it? Absolutely. The internet clipped that line faster than TMZ on a rapper mugshot. Shakina confirms Jaguar's claims? Read one headline. It didn't matter that she didn't confirm anything, she just said something. And in 2025, something is enough. Then came Tamar Braxton, who's allergic to staying quiet when the tea's hot. She posted a tweet saying, "Everybody got a secret ring, some folks just hide theirs better." Fans didn't even need context. They turned her tweet into a full-blown prophecy. Tamer just shaded Tiny. Tamer exposed the truth. Tamer said what needed to be sung. Within hours, her mentions looked like a war zone. Even 50 Cent couldn't resist. The King of Petty posted a meme of T.I. looking confused, with the caption, "Imagine finding out your wife got married before you expeditiously finish your sentence." The comments section? Chaos. 50 got no chill. He's gonna start the next beef. But let's be honest, if there's gossip and embarrassment in the same sentence, 50's gonna show up like it's his job. Meanwhile, Candy Burris decided to stay neutral, which in reality TV terms means, let me get my popcorn ready. She dropped one of those cryptic, stay strong and keep your peace posts. The kind that sounds inspirational but really means, I'm watching this unfold from my mansion. Even the Love and Hip Hop cast started chiming in. Carly Red said on Live, "This remind me of season 9 energy when people's rings start disappearing and dramas start appearing." And of course, her clip went viral too. Because when Ness hits Atlanta, everyone grabs a mic. But the most shocking reaction came from fans because they turned this scandal into performance art. TikTok was overflowing with reenactments of Tiny's secret wedding, complete with fake veils, dollar store champagne, and people yelling expeditiously at each other like it was Shakespeare. Some even claimed they'd seen the wedding. Yes, you heard that right. Random users popped up saying, "I was there in Miami." She definitely got married. No evidence. No proof. Just vibes, chaos, and a good filter. And as usual, the more ridiculous it got, the more believable it became. Because that's the power of scandal. Logic takes a vacation while entertainment pays the bills. Now, let's talk about T.I., the man of the hour who didn't ask for any of this. Reports claimed he was spiraling, calling people, demanding answers, trying to get to the bottom of it. But how do you get to the bottom of a rumor when the rumor is already a trending topic? Every time he tried to calm things down, a new source popped up saying something even wilder. One claimed he confronted Tiny, another said he was working on a truth-telling podcast episode. The irony of T.I. doing a podcast about honesty while allegedly being blindsided by his own wife's secret wedding? Pure comedy gold, fans started trolling his old interviews. They resurfaced that infamous clip where he said he checks on his daughter's purity, edited it with the caption, "Should have checked the marriage license instead." Savage doesn't even begin to cover it. But that's what happens when you build an image of control, the second you lose it. The internet celebrates like it's New Year's Eve. Jaguar, on the other hand, was thriving. Every live stream she did hit 6 figures in views. She talked like a woman possessed by divine gossip. "I told y'all, everything done in darkness comes to light," she said. Sipping her tea like she was hosting The View of Chaos. She didn't confirm details. She didn't need to. Her tone alone was enough to make people believe. She claimed industry insiders were DMING her, thanking her for speaking truth. She said she'd only told a fraction of what she knew. That line, "only a fraction," set social media ablaze. What else does she know? Is there another man? Is this a ritual marriage? Every corner of YouTube turned into an investigation board. Screenshots, theories, fan art, it was digital madness. Even the blogs couldn't keep up. Hollywood Unlocked, The Shade Room, and Gossip of the City were dropping contradictory stories every hour. One headline said, "Tiny's teen denies secret marriage." Another read, "Insider confirms Jaguar's claims are not entirely false." What does that even mean? Not entirely false? That's like saying the house isn't entirely on fire, just the kitchen. Then came the think pieces. Writers who hadn't posted in months suddenly had essays titled, "The Psychology of Celebrity Secrets and Why the Hair Scandal Proves Social Media is Our New Courtroom." Everyone had an opinion, and nobody had the truth. And through all this, Tiny remained silent again. That silence had people spinning out of control. If it's not true, why not deny it? If it is true, why no apology? If it's kinda true, why no statement? Her quiet became the loudest sound in the room. Fans dubbed her the Queen of Unbothered. And they weren't wrong. She was giving stoic statue energy while the internet set itself on fire around her dot at one point. People even thought she was trolling. She posted a photo captioned "Peace and Blessings," wearing all white. That was it. No context. No shade. But you already know the internet doesn't need evidence, it needs imagination. All white? Wedding colors? Peace and blessings? To her new husband? She's trolling T.I. The theories multiplied like roaches in a rumor mill. Meanwhile, T.I. tried to act like everything was normal. He posted a video of himself in the studio, captioned, "Focused on greatness." But the comment section wasn't having it. Greatness left with Tiny. Studio don't fix broken vows. Jaguar said you ain't focused on the marriage. It was brutal. Even rappers started joking. Wise tweeted, "This why I don't do weddings, too much paperwork." The retweets? Over 100,000. People laughed, but the underlying tone was clear. This scandal had taken a life of its own, and the deeper it went, the more unpredictable it became. Fans started speculating that the secret wedding wasn't literal, maybe it was metaphorical. A spiritual union, a ritual, or even an old industry arrangement. Some said it symbolized Tiny taking back her power. Others said it was Jaguar's ultimate troll mission to destroy the Harris legacy. Either way, it was working because suddenly, everyone had forgotten about T.I.'s music, Tiny's business ventures, and even their show reruns. Their entire legacy was being rewritten by a woman with a phone, Wi-Fi, and no filter. By the end of week 2, it was clear Jaguar Wright had achieved the impossible. She didn't just drop a rumor. She reprogrammed the narrative. What started as gossip had become cultural commentary, wrapped in memes, sprinkled with conspiracy, and served on a platter of pure entertainment. And for once, even their haters couldn't look away. Because whether it was true or not, it was addictive. It was messy. It was perfect. By week 3, the scandal had outgrown the internet. It became legend. You couldn't scroll without seeing T.I.'s face in a meme or Tiny's name in a headline. What started as one of Jaguar Wright's chaotic truth bombs had spiraled into a pop culture soap opera that made scandal, entanglement, and even red table talk look like group therapy gone mild. At this point, fans weren't even arguing about whether this story was real. They were addicted to drama itself. Jaguar Wright had single-handedly turned the Harris family into the unofficial cast of a reality show she didn't even produce. It wasn't T.I. and Tiny, the family hustle anymore. It was Jaguar Wright Presents, The Family Unraveled. The aftermath was cinematic. Tiny was allegedly moving like a woman who'd seen it all, done it all, and bought the merch. She started posting cryptic captions like, "God reveals what people hide, and sometimes silence is strength." The internet ate it up like free samples at Costco. Fans flooded her comments with heart emojis, crown emojis, and 1,000 different theories. Some said she was healing. Others said she was hiding. Nobody really knew, but that mystery was the magic. And T.I.? The man who once ruled hip-hop conversations, with words like expeditiously and responsibility, had gone completely quiet. For a man who never met a microphone he didn't like, his silence said everything. Some fans said he was strategizing his comeback. Others joked that he was still somewhere pacing the house, dictionary in hand, trying to redefine trust. Then came the next twist, the apology storm. Not from Tiny, not from T.I., but from Jaguar herself. One late night, she hopped on Instagram Live, voice trembling just enough to sound dramatic, and said, "I didn't mean to hurt nobody, but truth don't care who it hurts." That's not an apology, that's a teaser trailer for the sequel. She basically said sorry and doubled down in the same breath. She knew what she was doing. Dangling more chaos like a carrot in front of a crowd that loves madness. The next morning, her clip was everywhere. Jaguar Wright cries over Tiny scandal. Jaguar admits to emotional toll. Jaguar says more receipts exist. The blogs were drooling. She didn't even have to show proof. Her tone alone was evidence enough for millions. That's the genius of her brand. She doesn't prove, she performs. Meanwhile, inside sources claim T.I. was fed up. He wanted to protect his image, rebuild his brand, and maybe, just maybe, clap back in music. Fans waited for a diss track. They were ready for it. They imagined bars like, "You talking about my wife, but your truth ain't right. I got proof in my site and receipts overnight." Unfortunately for them, nothing dropped. Just more silence. Because sometimes, even the king of the South knows, arguing with Jaguar Wright is like trying to win an argument with Wi-Fi. You might connect, but you'll definitely lose signal. Then, as if the story couldn't get wilder, a new claim hit the streets. Someone allegedly spotted Tiny and T.I. together at a restaurant, laughing, smiling, acting unbothered. Immediately, blogs screamed reconciliation. But half the internet wasn't convinced. They said it was all PR, they're just doing damage. Control, that's a paid paparazzi shot. He blinked twice, he's not okay. The poor man couldn't even laugh at lunch without. A new theory being born, but here's the plot twist nobody expected. Fans started turning on each other. Team Jaguar versus Team Harris. Team Jaguar versus Team Harris. Twitter turned into a digital battleground. Team Jaguar claimed she was the voice of truth, exposing hypocrisy in the industry. Team Harris called her delusional, accusing her of dragging innocent people for clout. It got so bad that even YouTube comment sections started looking like the comment wars from the Shade Room. People were writing essays like they were defending their PhDs in celebrity ethics, and through it all, Jaguar kept posting, cryptic, confident, and chaotic. "The truth doesn't need defending," she wrote in one caption, followed by a smirking emoji. That post alone gained 250,000 likes in a day. Because whether you believed her or not, one thing was undeniable: she knew how to make people care. By the end of the month, analysts were calling it a masterclass in viral storytelling. Think about it, a single woman with a smartphone had the entire entertainment world spinning. Headlines multiplying, and fans emotionally invested in a story with no official proof. That's power. That's chaos with a purpose. That's the new definition of fame. Tiny, to her credit, slowly reclaimed control of her narrative. She posted family photos, inspirational messages, and even snippets of her music, reclaiming her brand through positivity while pretending the entire internet hadn't just accused her of spiritual bigamy. It was a PR comeback disguised as peace, and it worked. Slowly, the storm began to quiet, not because the truth came out, but because the next scandal arrived. That's the rule of pop culture. Every storm dies when a shinier one hits, but the scar remained. For weeks, anytime T.I. said something motivational, the comments dragged him back. "Bro, you mean loyal like Tiny? We still waiting on that wedding invite." Expeditiously. His name had become the internet's favorite punchline, not because people hated him, but because memes never die. Jaguar, meanwhile, vanished for a bit, probably recharging for her next expose. But she left behind a legacy of confusion, curiosity, and content. She'd shaken one of Atlanta's most iconic couples, made millions question everything they thought they knew, and reminded the entertainment world of one terrifying truth: the loudest person with the boldest claim wins the news cycle. When you zoom out, the entire saga feels like a cultural mirror. It's not just about Tiny's rumored wedding or T.I.'s alleged meltdown, it's about how we live for chaos. Fans don't want peace. They want popcorn. Nobody clicks on "everything's fine." They click on "can't hold it together." Jaguar Wright didn't expose a marriage, she exposed our addiction to spectacle. Because at the end of the day, this wasn't about vows, love, or loyalty. It was about control: who has it, who loses it, and who profits when it slips away. T.I. lost control of his image. Tiny lost control of her narrative. And Jaguar Wright? She gained control of the internet. One live stream at a time. And as the world moved on to the next drama, one thing lingered like a ghost in the group chats: what if Jaguar wasn't lying? That single thought kept the story alive, whispering in the corners of every gossip blog like an unsolved mystery. Because in the world of entertainment, truth doesn't have to be proven, it just has to be believable. And there you have it, another week. Another Hollywood hurricane courtesy of Jaguar Wright. She came, she leaked, and she left the internet in flames. Tiny's name is trending like rent is due. T.I.'s silence has its own fan club. And social media is still debating whether this was love, lies, or just another episode of Atlanta, the untold season. Let's be honest, you didn't click this for clarity. You clicked it for chaos. You came for the drama, the disbelief, the secondhand embarrassment, and you got all of it expeditiously. So before you run to Twitter pretending you're over it, hit that like button like it owes you back child support. Drop your hottest conspiracy in the comments. And subscribe before Jaguar wakes up with a new secret tomorrow morning. Because here at Trend Tattle, we don't just report scandals, we narrate them like Shakespeare with Wi-Fi. We turn whispers into headlines, screenshots into documentaries, and rumors into ratings. If the truth is out there, we'll find it. If it's not, we'll make sure somebody swears they saw it. So stay tuned. Keep your notifications on, and remember, in this world, silence is suspicious, receipts are optional, and drama is forever. This is Trend Tattle, where gossip graduates into gospel and secrets don't fade. They trend. They trend.